Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Rusty. I hope you guys are well and enjoying yourselves. So yeah, we're back at it with another video. The exciting news is we've actually finished off all of the agent missions. So in part 16, the last video, if you haven't watched it, please check it out. We do complete our last industrialist agent, so we are now completely finished all of the agents, and we're now ready to make our move into the wider universe. So this video here is basically going to be moving all our crap over to Jita, and then how to set up your Insta-Dock and your undock locations while in Jita. These are very important because if you don't already know, I'm pretty sure you probably do. If not, Jita is probably one of the most camped systems in the game. Most of the gates are camped. The one between Perimeter and Jita is definitely camped pretty much 24/7. So having these Insta-Dock and undocks are really, they help avoid these kind of ganks, especially if you're trying to dock up the station, because that's another point where people will try and catch you as you're going in and out of the station. So that's what these bookmarks are there for. They're meant to help basically try and stop you or reduce the risk of you being caught on the way in or way out. So they're very important, and they're also not just for Jita, but you can use them for any station that you're constantly going in and out of. So if you're in a specific area doing mission running, so other agent missions, and you're constantly coming in and out of a station like we were for these ones, then it might be worth setting up an Insta-Dock and undock point just so that you're safe. Didn't bother with it in this area because obviously it's the starting area, and it's not really needed, but when we get to Jita, we will need to definitely do that. So before we head over to Jita, there's a couple of things that we need to do. So the first thing is Jita will be on your avoid list. So basically, whenever you set a destination, it will never go through Jita or the Jita system because it's on your avoid list. Now to get to that, you need to go to your route tab up here, click on the actual A, and then if you go manage route, you've got an avoidance list. Now yours, you'll probably have two. You'll have Jita and you'll have Zarzak, which is the new system for the expansion. Now I've kept mine on there because I'm not planning on going anywhere near there with this character yet. Obviously I've removed Jita because I need to go there. But to remove it from here, you just right click it and then go do not avoid Jita. So right click Jita and I go do not avoid Jita, and then you can get to the system. So once we've done that, we now need to find Jita. So if you open up the map, you're probably thinking, well, how do I find a system in this massive map? So there are a few things. So we're here, and Jita, I think, is probably over somewhere around here somewhere, I think. But there's an easier way of just trying to go hovering over each little dot, going, where is it? It's over here somewhere. It's got to be. This is like our home base, and then this is where we've been working. Instead of doing this, you can actually go to the search bar up here. If you type in Jita and then hit enter, you'll get a search result come up. And obviously, the one we're after is you want solar system. So that tells us that Jita's 4 jumps away, which is great. It's not too far. But what we actually want to do is we want to go to stations. And in the station list, there is a specific one we want to go to, which is Moon 4, the Caldari Business Tribunal Bureau offices. This is the main hub for Jita. This is the main station you want to go to. This is where a lot of trade happens for most of the game. So find this, right click it, Set destination. Great. We now have 4 jumps all through high sec, but like I said, Jita is a dangerous place. So we've got Jita set as our destination now. Now what we need to do is we now need to start moving our crap. So the best thing to do is go to hangar and get one of your badges. So jump straight into a badger. It's a nice big ship with a pretty big cargo hold. Now there's 2 ways. There's 2. Well, I say there's 2 ways of doing this. One, you can actually just run the ship as is standard, as in no fits. You can add in a. No, you can't actually add that in because you'd have to buy a bigger one. So scratch that. I was going to say you can add in a micro warp drive, which you can, but I'm not going to bother. But you can fit it out. So I think these modules here. So we don't want these ones because these reduce the cargo capacity. But we've got the nanofiber internal structure 1. This one here will increase the ship's velocity and improves maneuvering at the expense of hull strength. So it makes our ship weaker, but makes it faster. So if we stick this on, what is it? Let's just simulate this real quick. So if we take that off, so yeah, we have a 11-second align time instead of a 12-second align time, but we do lose a little bit of health. So look, without it on, we've got 6,900, so nearly 7,000, and then with it on, we have just under 6,500. So it's up to you whatever you want to run. If you want to put these on, you can. It'll make you a bit faster. We do have another one, which is the expanded cargo hold, I think. Yeah, expanded cargo hold. So this is another one. So this increases how much we can carry, but again, this affects our maximum velocity and hull strength. So we're making our ship slower and weaker again. So if we stick this on, so we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I only can do 3 because I've got my thing on. So our space that we can carry has gone up to nearly just over 6,500 meters squared, but our health is really, really low now, which means that we can get pretty much one shot by any ship that might be camping the gate. So up to you. I would probably just he says I'm fit, thanks. Don't know why it wouldn't let me do that. Probably a mixture of both. I mean, how big is the biggest ship here? No, sorry. This is attributes. So this is 2,500 meters squared packaged, which it is. So we can get two packaged ventures into the hold. How much is the cormorant? Let's have a look at this one. This one is 5,000, so we can only get the one in there, which is fine. My apologies for that. Just going to mute that so it doesn't happen again. Right, so it's up to you. Play around with what you want to do. I'm probably just going to run this. It seems pretty fair, so I'm happy with that. That's what I'm going to do. So all we need to do now is then, basically select all of your items. So if you select up the top left corner, go down to the bottom, holding shift. If you hold shift, and click at the bottom, it will highlight everything, and then you can just drag it over to your ship's hold. Now the good news is we've got all of our stuff into one in one go, and that's including a lot of ore. So if I remove, look, that's a lot of my space is down to ore. So what I could do, and what I will do actually, is I will just take out my ore, and that leaves me with a lot more space where I could probably fit, can fit a venture in there. So I've got all my stuff for my inventory and a venture in this hold. So I'm happy with that. There's a bit more space, so I could actually stick in some more, put in some ore. So there we go. Now the ship is fully loaded. I can't get anything else in there, so I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to undock from the station. Going to go into my travel tab, and I'm going to just jump to through these stargates as fast as I can. If you want to know how to set up the travel tab, check out the last video. I went through very briefly how to create this and why it's there. If you want, like I said, if there's a demand for it, then I can actually add it to a character, so you can actually import that overview and use it if you want. So I'm also just going to claim these rewards. Should have done that before we left, but never mind. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to basically cut to basically when we're at Jita. So once we're at Jita, I'll come back and we'll go through the next steps. So I will see you there. Right. Welcome back. So we are now at Jita. We have literally just dropped through to the gate on the other side, and we've got a minute timer here. Now, the travel overview that I created makes it real simple to find our station. If you're under general, this is what it's going to look like, and you're going to have to, you know, it's quite difficult to find where you want to go, which is why I have the travel tab. So, because we already found our station we want to go to, we have the one we want to warp to. And dock up at. So I'm actually going to dock at this station. There are loads of ships around. So we are slowly but surely warping off. So yeah, that's why I use travel when I'm doing this kind of thing. Or my hunt tab, because at the moment there's 2,420 people in this system, so there's a lot of players. So that, yeah, if I just put travel, it gets rid of all that noise. I mean, you can see there's, well, there would have been lots of people there, but anyway. Actually, I may have made a bit of a mistake there. We probably want the other station. We probably want... Yeah, sorry, we don't want the business one. Sorry. My mistake. We want the Navy assembly plant. Sorry, that's the one we want. So we came to the wrong place, but that's not a problem. We're going to undock. Yeah, I'll... that was a bit of an oops. I'm starting to thinking, why is it so quiet? And I realised, yeah, we've got the wrong station.
Warp drive active.
So I will put a note when we're talking about setting that at the in the video. So hopefully no one comes to this station. But if you do, like I've just done, then just set the other destination and away you go. So yeah, there we go. Now we're looking busy. These are all the players. This is why I'm starting thinking, wow, it's pretty quiet. But yeah, there you go. Lots of players there.
Docking request accepted.
Okay, so yeah, now we're in the correct station. You'll tell that because it'll say Jita 44, and then obviously there's over 2,100 players currently in the station. So we've made it, great. So what we can do now is we can go to our loot, Again, if you want, you can hold Control, press A, and that will highlight all of it as well. And then if you drag back to item hanger, it's all there, and our venture pops in, and it's all lovely jubbly. So while we're here, we can also redeem the things we want. So I'm going to redeem the money. I'm going to redeem that, and they'll get delivered to this station as well. So we're here. Anything we redeem here will be here. So I'm going to inject that skill. So that's here. So what I always do is I set Jita to my home station. And you do that by clicking on your portrait in the top left here. And then you can change your home station. Set home station. And then you can go, right, I want to set this one, Jita, as my home station. So it's done. So we now have Jita 44 as our home station. So this is it really. That's all we need to travel. Now what I'm going to do while I'm actually here in Jita is I'm going to buy a Caldari shuttle. I'm just going to buy that. A bit cheaper than where we were, so which is fine. If you've still got the blueprint, you could make one. I'm going to jump into this. He says, there we go. Just going to rename this to just going to call it Trip. Why not? So the shuttle's really fast, so it's pretty good for what we want to do. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to talk you through how to make your undock bookmark. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to undock from the station. Now the trick is here your ship will be traveling a distance in a line. So what you want to do is try to zoom out. And try to basically keep traveling in a straight line. So what I do is I zoom out, and then from here hold Q. That is not helping, thank you very much. Trying to get this right, there we go. So straight line, hold Q, double click. Now that we can actually click past this guy with his little fleet. Keep double clicking. That's it. So what we have to do, in theory, is basically get 150 kilometers away from the station. So they're generally not going to bother with us. If they do that, what they'll do is they'll scan our ship and see that we haven't got anything, and they'll generally leave us alone. So we need to get our ship 150 kilometers away from the Jita station. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward this until I'm at the correct distance. Right, okay, so we're now over 150 kilometers away from the station, so we can actually warp to it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control B to bring up our bookmarks, and then I'm going to call this Undock. If he clicks on the correct thing. And then I always like to go a little bit further out just to make sure, because people can find your Undock's place and catch you there, but not a lot of people do, but they can. So I'm happy here, so I'm going to click Submit. So that is our Undock point set. Now for our Insta-Dock, we're going to do the same thing, but in the opposite direction. So we're going to do Control B, and I'm going to call mine Dock. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp to the station at 0.
Warp drive active.
So we're going to go zooming back here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pilot my ship directly into that exit point, basically. So just double click in this area and your ship should fly towards it. And then what will eventually happen is your ship will bounce off the force field. When your ship bounces off the force field, press Submit. So we're just going to do that. That's why it's always worth doing this in either your Corvette. If you want to use an afterburner, you can use that, or a very, very cheap fit with nothing else in it. Don't do this in one of your more expensive ships, because as you can see, anyone could attack us right now. But because we're in a little shuttle and that we have nothing in our cargo, no one's really going to pay as much attention. So we're just going to fly in here like this. Just going to keep flying. There's the barrier, we can see it, so we're going to bounce off it soon. There we go, we bounced, hit Submit. Now what you'll see is if we dock up,
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
we go straight in, because the moment it says docking request accepted, you're now invulnerable to attacks and stuff. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to carry on moving. So I'm just going to quickly show you the benefit of the undock. So I'm going to get back into my my ship here. I should have actually don't worry about it. So our ship is now empty, there's nothing in it. We're going to undock. As soon as you're out in space, warp to 0 on your undock bookmark. And see how fast we warped away then. So we didn't have to align out because we're already aligned to the bookmark as soon as you're empty. And we're not going to be within range of anyone to really be able to attack us. So from here, I forgot to set our other station back. So if you want to do that, if you go to your assets tabs, like I did here, personal assets, right click here and then set destination. And then with our travel, we can actually then just go straight through.
Warp drive active.
So if we didn't have this undock, we would be doing this right outside Jita with all these people here. So if you were in a ship that costs 2 or 3 billion, you don't want to be hanging around outside that station. You want to be away from it before you start warping. And that's basically it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back and I'm going to move all my stuff across, doing exactly the same thing I've just done now. So, but yeah, I'm going to end this video here. Again, not really much of an interesting, well, I hope it's an interesting video for you, but it's just a bit more logistics and a bit more knowledge, which the game just doesn't tell you about. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. All of those things really do help the channel, and they really, really mean a lot to me. In the next video, we're going to look at the Sisters of Eve arc Epic Art Quest. So yeah, if you wanna see what that's about, join me for that one. It will be a new set of videos. It will be under a new playlist as well. So yeah, I hope to catch you guys there. But until then, I hope you will stay safe, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.